drums on the MS-20 Mini can be made in a number of ways. I'm just going to demonstrate a couple of methods, one complex patch and one a really simple one. So, self-oscillating low-pass filter sounds like this. And I'm going to move it across the keyboard with keyboard tracking. So keyboard CV out into total, and we'll use this total modulation control here, put that at number 5. Gives you rough keyboard tracking. And now I'm going to build an amp envelope, very simply. I'm going to use decay, sustain and release in this patch. And we're going to move the cutoff with that envelope. Now we're going to add in the high pass filter. So same deal, self-oscillating, and I've just dialed back the peak of the low pass to let this through. And again, it's a question of, much like many of the other drum videos, finding a nice biting point of the filter. And I don't know if you can hear it, but there's kind of a double transient. This is because we got the sustain up. Maybe I can emphasize that by... Yeah, you can hear that there. So it's making one transient when I hit the key, one when I let go. If I take the sustain away, you don't get that. It's just one sound. But it gives a really nice effect for toms. And you can also change the tuning a bit with the amount that the cutoff moves with the envelope. Give it sort of a flatter tom. Hear it beating there. So that's the basic patch. Now the complex one. I'll be using 3 envelopes. The MS-20 Mini has got 3 envelope generators. It's got one here. This is the diagram for it. These are the controls. One here on the diagram. These are the controls for that. And it's got one here. That's an envelope follower, and it will spit out an envelope depending on what comes in the signal in. It's basically triggered by a change in voltage, which is really handy. And we're going to use envelope generator 2, the main envelope, to control the amp as normal. Envelope generator 1 we're going to use to make a kick type transient. And we're going to use the envelope out to give it kind of a heavier transient at the beginning. Low pass filter self-oscillating. And envelope generator 1 reverse out into total. And I'll turn up the attack so you can hear that. So I've turned up the total here, the control here, so it moves the filter with the envelope generator 1 inverted. And this part's pretty well explained in the kick drum video. We're also going to use envelope generator 1 to trigger this envelope follower. That goes into signal in, and then envelope out here goes into the control of this amp here. And we're going to be amplifying white noise just to demonstrate. So white noise into input here, in VCA, and out VCA into initial gain. So now we've got a white noise at the beginning. I'll just take the filter out so you can hear that. So that effect, okay? And I'll just zoom in to show you something. And what I want to show you is, you may think that because I'm going out of the envelope generator 1 and it's got a slower attack than absolutely instant, you might think that the envelope follower will give a slower attack itself, but that's not the case, because the signal in, as soon as it senses a voltage, it will generate that envelope from the envelope follower. So it doesn't matter where you have your attack here. If it's a little bit slower where we want it to be, it will still generate that same envelope, and I'll show you that. So see, it's the same. Between 0 and 1, you get the same envelope from the envelope follower. So you're listening to that white noise now. It's exactly the same, which is really handy. So it's a way of kind of getting a positive and a negative envelope from envelope generator 1, but both of them giving a snappy effect. So instead of white noise, I'm going to plug that into the modulation wheel. And back to the kick sound. And I'm going to turn the modulation wheel up so you can hear the effect of that thump. Next up, we're going to introduce more movement to the low pass filter using envelope generator 2. And we're going to bring in the high pass filter. Same thing. Self-oscillating. So basically just find a nice spot and get some nice tom sounds. Okay, that's it for the toms video. Please go over to the Wave Alchemy site to pick up the drum synthesis guide and the MS-20 Mini drum library, and also the free synth drums taster pack. Thanks for watching.